All right, you guys, welcome back to another Tip Tuesday. This video is going to be all about making the necessary adjustments in order to succeed and continually go down the right path when it comes to your health and fitness and even nutrition choices, all right? So if you guys have not watched the previous videos to this, setting up your macros, all that other stuff, please make sure you guys go check that out because these are building blocks. And if you're just watching this one, it's really not going to make sense. So please make sure to go back and watch the previous videos labeled nutrition. Learn how to set up your macros and all that stuff, but keep it locked in because we're going to show you guys how to get there. Let's go.
I'm on the come up, anything that y'all do, I want up. Y'all grind till like 3 in the morning, I grind to the sun up. Homie, that's dedication, this what is what I'm facing. I only hope in the end that they all love and embrace.
All right, you guys, welcome back to another video. But first and foremost, I want to thank you guys, the viewers, for watching this. And if you are watching this and you guys are finding either this video or my past videos beneficial, please hit the like button, subscribe, and or if it's not beneficial to you, comment below what type of information I can get over to you guys so that way it is beneficial for you, okay? So what this video is all about is making the necessary changes and adjustments through your training program and nutrition, whatever it is that you're going after, in order to be successful. But before we do that, we kind of have to have some guidelines and some things laid out in order for you to be successful with that. As with anything goes, if you don't have a plan, you're pretty much gonna fail, or you're just gonna be wasting a bunch of time, okay? So for you, what I want you guys to understand is, number one, what is your top priority, okay? What is your top priority with your health and fitness journey? Is it losing weight, or are you on the opposite spectrum and you're very skinny and you're trying to gain muscle mass, okay? So that's something you guys need to figure out. What is your top priority? Number two is figuring out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, okay? Now, what I mean by this is, to give you guys an example, for me, my weaknesses are my motivation, okay? A lot of times I'll let certain things throw me off. If I'm busy with client stuff, I'll let that throw my own personal physical fitness off, okay? That's my personal weakness. So you guys kind of have to address these certain things as you go on and go throughout your training, okay? You may love hitting the gym, but when it comes to nutrition, that may be your weakness. So you guys have to identify that as well as your strengths, okay? Know what you're strong at, know what you're weak at, write it down and review that on a daily basis. Hey, how did I do today on this? What got in my way? Was it the kids? Was it the family? Was it work? What type of excuses and what type of things are getting in your way from you hitting your ultimate goal? Number three is time frame. Figuring out where you want to be by a certain point, okay? For me, it's summertime, so I don't even know what time summer is over here. It feels like summer. It's LA already. Even though it just rained the other day, it's pretty hot again today. So my time frame is by summer, I want to look a certain way. So I'm giving myself about 3 solid months to really focus in on my diet and really focus in on my training and my cardio and putting all that stuff together in one solid package and being consistent with that proper training regimen, okay? So find out your time frame, what works for you. Is it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? What is it that you're trying to get after? And put a date on it, okay? Don't just let it roam around. Oh, I'll get there when I get there. Try to put a date on it. It's gonna make you a little bit more focused, okay? That's with anything. Okay, number 4 is identifying your milestones, okay? So a milestone could be anything from, okay, I went 2 weeks, with hitting the gym 5 days each week. I stuck to that. That could be a milestone. Another milestone could be your first 10 pounds lost, okay? Or it could be body fat percentage. Set a milestone for you. Literally write these down. Some of my milestones are being consistent with hitting the gym 6 days a week, and I'll recap with that at the end of each week. But okay, check mark, check mark, check mark. I hit all 6 days, great. Or if I didn't, again, going back to my weaknesses and saying, oh man, this got in my way or that got in the way. Identify your milestones, okay? That's gonna keep you propelling to go forward, okay? And then one of the last ones is gonna be optimize, okay? And this is pretty much where you're looking back at everything as a whole, okay? How is everything working? Is the nutrition working? Is it maintainable? Is it sustainable? Am I able to maintain this for the rest of the 1 month is down? Am I able to maintain this for the rest of the last 2 months of my program? This is something you have to be honest with yourself, and you really have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, am I just being lazy and weak and this is just a little bit of a struggle for me? Or hey, I really can't maintain this. My family is suffering because I'm doing this. My kids are suffering. My work life is suffering because I'm putting so much emphasis on this. It shouldn't be that hard, you guys. And if it is, maybe you need to change something up with your nutrition and or your training, okay? So really looking to optimize the plan. Remember, this is kind of like something you might want to do at the end of the week, bi-weekly, or even monthly, and kind of just go back, review, and see what it is that you're doing, and is it working? And not only is it getting you results, but is it affecting the rest of your life? Okay. Now let's dig in and let's get a little bit more into adjusting macronutrients. So when it comes to macronutrients, if you guys watch the previous videos, you guys understand those are going to be your proteins, carbs, and fats, and then those are going to all equal a certain amount of calories, right? So when we're adjusting our calories, right, and I'm going to speak in the sake because summer is coming up, and we're going to be dropping calories, getting lean, dropping body fat percentage, not just dropping weight, right, and trying to maintain as much lean muscle mass as possible. One thing we're really going to want to look at and keep track of is your weight, okay? Now, this is not going to be the end-all, be-all of everything. Now, I know most of you guys don't have access to an InBody. If you guys are from where I was from, Elk Grove, or you guys live out here in Los Angeles, you guys can go to a NutriShop, and they will have an InBody, INBODY, InBody. You can call ahead and try to schedule an appointment for that. Most of the times you can just walk in and use it. But if you have access to the InBody, please make sure you're using that. That is a great tool to use along your journey, especially if you're trying to lose weight, or in the opposite spectrum, trying to gain more muscle mass. But this is going to be so crucial because it's going to let you know if the plan you're utilizing and doing is working. I use this for all my clients, whether in person or online training and virtual training, and it works a lot. It's really good, and it really allows me to make the proper adjustments. But let's say you only have a scale. This is going to be a great way, as additionally taking pictures weekly, bi-weekly, whatever it is you want to do. But when it comes to the weight, because it's probably one of the most easiest things you can do, with this day and age, everybody has access to a scale at least somewhere. If you work at a gym, you have one at the gym, a doctor's office, your house. They're pretty cheap and inexpensive. All that I want you to do is weigh yourself 7 days a week. So let's say Monday you weigh in at 150, Tuesday you weigh in at 153, Wednesday you go down to 148. You're wanting to track because your weight is going to adjust. Now what I don't want you guys to do is freak out over that weight adjusting, because it is going to be like a little bit of a roller coaster. It's going to go up, it's going to come down, go up, come down. But I want to see at the end of the week, what is the median range? What is that weight really doing at the end of the week? Not just day to day. So yes, you're gonna track it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But, excuse me, at the end of the week, what is that weight really doing? At the end of the week, have you lost 2 pounds? Have you stayed the same? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna add up all those weights that you added up 7 days a week, divide it by 7, you're gonna get that middle range, median range. And you guys are going to see what that weight is really doing. Now from there, you are really able to adjust your macronutrients. For example, I'm going to give you guys all scenarios. For example, let's say end of week 1, you dropped about a pound, which is perfect. You kind of want to average 1 pound to 2 pounds a week in weight loss. Now, let's say you're dropping 5 to 10 pounds a week in weight loss. That may be a little bit too much weight loss per week. That's actually a lot, okay? You're dropping too fast. Either one, your calories are very low, or you're just losing a ton of body weight. But I can almost guarantee you what most of you guys are gonna do. You guys are gonna drop your calories very low. Hence why I said watch video number 1, which is showing you how to set those calories up, so that way you guys don't even run into that problem. Or on the opposite spectrum, you're not losing any weight. For the first 2 weeks, if you don't lose anything, I would suggest subtracting maybe 200 to 300 more calories from that ultimate calorie range, and then readjust those macros. Again, that's back in the other video showing you guys how to do that. You're just going to subtract from your ultimate daily allowed calories, okay? And then you're just going to adjust everything as it goes. But more often than not, you're not going to have to adjust your calories too much. And I find this very consistent with either in-person clients or online clients. Everybody's wanting to adjust. They're saying the diet's not working, the diet's not working. I'm not seeing enough results. You guys have to be very patient, okay? To be honest, on average with my clients that do very well with me, I'm only having to adjust their macros just about every month and a half to even 2 months. If you stay very consistent, and sometimes even longer than that, if you stay very consistent and on top of everything, your supplementation, your, making sure you're hitting those macros, those proteins, carbs, fats, every single day, and getting as close as you can to the prescribed amount of macros that you have, I think you guys will be in an okay place. Don't rush it. The slower you go about this and you lose that pound of fat to 2 pounds of, pounds to 2 pounds of body weight per week, you're gonna be better off. Remember, the slower, the better here with this. The quicker you lose the body fat, muscle mass is gonna go along with that. Now, by default, you are gonna lose muscle mass, but the name of the game and the trick here is to try to lose as much body fat percentage and try to maintain as much muscle mass, okay? Just by default, when you lose body fat percentage, you are gonna be losing muscle. There's no way around it. But the trick is, like I just mentioned, to try to get more body fat off and, minimal muscle mass lost. So that's it for the nutrition aspect, adjusting macros. Remember, once you have your set macros, I would honestly stick with those for an entire solid month before you even think about, getting discouraged. 1 week in, 2 weeks in, that might be a little bit discouraging to you because you guys are like, man, I'm not losing anything. I want results. This is going to be a long time, okay? This is going to be a while for you guys to get proper results and for you guys to maintain these results. So be patient with that and don't rush it, okay? In the opposite spectrum, if you're trying to gain muscle mass and you are in a caloric surplus, same thing. Be patient with that, okay? Now, next thing, when it comes to adjusting your workouts, whatever workout plan you guys stick with, I like to change my workout plans and regimen just about every month. So let's say if I'm doing a hypertrophy split, which right now I'm doing push-pull legs. So I'll do the first 3 days push-pull legs, 1 day off, and then push-pull legs again. So I'm training 6 days a week with 1 day off. On that 1 day, I'm still hitting, I'm doubling up my cardio. And that's just because I want to get that body fat percentage off. I want to be, consistent inside of the gym. Now, as far as actually changing up my training routine, training regimen, I will switch up certain exercises within those 3 days. So the first 3 days, I'm focusing more on strength, which means I'm doing more sets, less reps of compound lifts. And then the last 3 days, I'm doing more of a bodybuilding split, a lot of isolation, a lot of machines, and that's just how I go about it. But about every month, I will switch it up. And maybe I'll do a, body weight routine for 1 month, or maybe the next month I'll go, purely hypertrophy, or the next month purely strength, or the next month I'll throw in boxing. And that's just to keep me fresh, not necessarily to really see a change in my physique, because that's mainly going to come from nutrition. That's where a lot of people have a misconception when it comes to their training is, oh, I need to do lightweight, more reps in order to get more shredded, right? Because that means that I get more shredded and that brings out the definition. Or maybe I need to train with bands and that makes me more defined. No, that's completely false. And to be honest, if that's what you're doing, I would switch that up and focus more so on your nutrition, okay? When it comes to the training, all you really need to focus is find a good solid plan that works for you and maintain that for as long as possible. Of course, we want to incorporate progressive overload, which just means adding more weight over time. So for example, if week 1 you're bench pressing 135, which is the barbell, and 245s on the end, 3 months down the line, you should be probably bench pressing a little bit more than that, okay? You shouldn't be staying with the same weights. And if you are, then you're not growing, you're staying the same. Your body needs constant adaptation. You need to be constantly changing something in that plan. And like I said, progressive overload is just adding more weight to that certain exercise. Like I said, everyone feels that they have to throw in something completely different to shock the muscles, to shock the system, to shock this, shock that. You don't need that. That's not really true. Actually, in the opposite spectrum, sticking with the same program for a longer time, your body's going to get used to that, and it's going to develop more, right? You're going to build more mind-muscle connection with that, which is what I feel most people lack with many exercises. They're just going through the motion. They're not really feeling which muscles are supposed to be targeted. They're just, let's say if it's a squat, they're just going up and going back down, as opposed to really twisting those feet outwards, getting those glutes engaged, coming up, squeezing through, and feeling those legs burn. They're just going up, going down, and they might even complain, oh, my lower back hurts. So mind-muscle connection, making sure you're really going through each movement properly, understanding you know, the positive, negative of each motion, and really understanding what that body is going through and what you need to focus on. But at the end of the day, everybody's a little different. Everybody goes through a different training program. That's just what I do. Now I know some people like to go to things like Orange Theory or different F45, and those classes are great. I'm not knocking those. That style of training is absolutely fun, and I love switching to that style of training every once in a while. Like I said, throwing in the HIIT training, the boxing, all that stuff, it just keeps it fresh for me. That's the only reason that I will change my training program, is when I say, man, I'm just not having fun with this anymore. I'm in the gym, but I'm thinking about other things. I'm like, why am I in the gym? Why am I here? And I just can't find that motivation. I will switch up that training program. But that's about the only time that I will do so. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Hopefully that helped you guys. As always, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, comment below if you guys want to see anything else, or if you guys have more questions. I'll try to check those as much and frequently as possible. Hit subscribe. As always, I'm going to try to give you guys fresh, new information. And if you guys are looking for coaching with nutrition and or online training, go to my Instagram. That's going to be rvmp_training_. Click the link in the bio and you know, apply there, or you guys can shoot me a DM if you guys have a couple more questions about it, what it all entails. And at the end of the day, if you guys just have more questions, feel free to reach out. I'm not that person who's gonna be like, oh, well, that's, you know, $6.99 for this and $3.99 for that. I'm not that guy. I really want to help you guys, and that's kind of the whole point and emphasis of this channel and me creating YouTube, is that way I can put this information out here to you guys, and it can reach way more people than just sitting down with one, you know, client, or one online client, or one in-person client, and just spitting that knowledge to that person. But as always, it's Phoenix. Keep it locked, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Peace.